American folk art. Folk art is artists that are self-taught. They didn't go into formal training, but that are self-taught artists. And they play an important part of art history. As you look at some of these paintings by Carla Gerard, she's a contemporary or an artist that's still working right now. Her artwork describes pictures from community and culture and neighborhoods and communities that she lives in. Now that we've looked at some of her artwork, I wanted to provide some ideas of things that I want you to do. On your piece of paper, I want you to be inspired by some of her artwork. You know, some of the drawings of the houses, the trees, yada yada, but it's not so much that as much as it is using lines and patterns in our artwork. So as you get started working on this project, I really want you to focus in on what kinds of lines and shapes and designs can I use that could make these interesting pieces of artwork. So rather than making it realistic, I want you to experiment and to try different types of patterns and lines into making your artwork a little bit more creative and a little bit more different than what you might have thought of a regular landscape picture. You can see that I started out dividing up the paper at the bottom for my landscape. So the areas, foreground, middle ground, background, the areas that are close to us, areas that are further away. And then after I've divided that up, I started thinking, what do I want in my landscape? Trees, houses, and again, these are just images that are inspired by the artist Carla Gerard. Then on your ground, just like in some of her artwork, it almost reminds me of like a quilt or patterns of fabric. It doesn't really look like green grass or just regular, like a real landscape, like a realistic picture. I want you then instead to start thinking about it abstract. I am changing things on purpose, and I'm trying to use different kinds of patterns and lines to design it, to decorate it. So I just wanted to go ahead and show you the steps, as you can see, that I'm getting started with on my drawing. As soon as I finish drawing, I'm going to outline with Sharpie, and then we'll take a pause and break and take a look at what we're going to be doing next. All right, enjoy. Okay, now once I've got everything outlined and I've left some areas that have some white spaces, this is when I'm going to go ahead and start working on my watercolor resist. A watercolor resist is super fun because the crayon, if you used it thick enough, it should repel or resist some of the watercolor that you're putting onto your paper now. So as you can see, when we started this video at the very beginning, we saw a lot of Kayla Gerard's artwork, and your colors can be as abstract as you want as well. Again, I'm changing things on purpose. So the grass doesn't have to be green. You can think about it more like a patchwork or a quilt type patterns into your landscape. So I just want you to have fun adding on your colors into your project today. Have a good time.